Hello, hello! Pizza Pax here, and we're back with episode 35 of Throwback Thursday. This week we have an Invasion Tournament Pack. Now, last week we did an Odyssey Tournament Pack, and I got this at about the same time. So I thought we'd take a little break from doing the pre-constructed decks to do some random stuff. So, let's get into this. Right. Let's see, Invasion was, what, 2002, I think? 2000. Yeah, 2000. Excuse me. My allergies are acting up this week, so apologies for any coughing ahead of time. Let's see what our foil... Oh... Huh. That's not supposed to be like that. It should be a foil. Huh. That's weird. There should be a foil in here. It's still in the box? It's not. That's strange. There is a damaged card at the front and no foil. Oh, I really hope this wasn't repacked. But I'm starting to wonder. Alright, well, starting off, we have a Damaged Island by Daryl Ritchie. You have a Swamp by Ron Spencer. Mountain by Scott Bailey. Forest by Glenn Angus. The wear on these is suspicious. Plains by John Avon. Island by Tony Scudlow. Swamp by Ron Spencer. Mountain by Matt Kavoda. Forest by John Avon. Plains by DJ Cleland Hurrah. Island by Therese Nielsen. Swamp by Rob Alexander. Mountain by Glenn Angus. Forest by Alan Polak. Plains by John Avon. Plains by Scott Bailey. Also, the collation on this is wrong. Island by Daryl Ritchie. Swamp by Ron Spencer. Mountain by Scott Bailey. Forest by Glenn Angus. Plains by John Avon. Island by Tony Scudlow. Swamp by Ron Spencer. Mountain by Matt Kavoda. Forest by John Avon. Plains by DJ Cleland Hurrah. Island by Therese Nielsen. Swamp by Rob Alexander. Mountain by Glenn Angus. Oh, there's the foil. That's in the wrong spot, but Foil Mountain by Matt Kavoda. That makes me wonder if maybe we had a miscollation, but the damage on this island that was at the front is really suspect. Yeah. Foil Mountain. Then we have Empress Galena. 3 blue for 1/3 legend. I believe she's now a octopus or a merfolk, one or the other. Blue tap, gain control of target legend or legendary permanent. That's pretty cool. Gitu Fire. Oh, art by Matt Kavoda on Empress Galena. Gitu Fire, art by Glenn Angus. X and a red, sorcery. You may play Gitu Fire anytime. You can play an instant if you pay 2 more to play it. And that deals X damage to target creature or player. Sabo Tavak, another legend. Art by Michael Sutphin. 5 black-red for 7/4 legend. With first strike and protection from legends. And then black, tap, destroy target legend. It can't be regenerated. It's pretty cool. I guess that would be cool for Commander. Heroes Reunion. Green, white, instant. Target player gains 7 life. I think this may have just been a miscollation. But who knows? Skittish Kavu. Art by Pete Ventures. 1 and a red for a 1/1 Kavu. Skittish Kavu gets +1/+1 as long as no opponent controls a white or blue creature. Okay. Manipulate Fate. Art by John Matson. 1 and a blue. Sorcery. Search your library for 3 cards. Remove them from the game. Then shuffle your library. Draw a card. That's a neat one. Drake Skull Cameo. I always loved the cameos. They're neat mana rocks, but yeah, not super great. Art by Dan Frazier, who does some fantastic work. 3 mana artifact, taps for a blue or a black. Elfheim's Sanctuary, art by Alan Rabinowitz. 1 and a green enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal that card and put it into your hand. If you do, skip your draw step this turn and shuffle your library. Benalish Heralds, art by Don Hazeltine. 3 and a white for a 2/4 soldier, and 3 and a blue. You can tap it to draw a card. Vicious Kavu, art by Kev Walker. 1 black red for a 2/2 Kavu. Whenever it attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That was a fun one. Hey, nice. Chromatic Sphere. Art by Luca Zontini. 1 mana artifact, 1 tap, sacrifice it, search your library, or not search your library. 1 tap, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, draw a card. I don't know where my brain was going there. Shivan Emissary, classic art by Paolo Parente. 2 and a red for a 1/1 wizard with kicker, 1 and a black. Whenever it comes into play, if you paid the kicker cost, destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. So, mediocre 1/1 wizard that has a terror bolted onto it. Oh, except it does hit artifact creatures. Urborg Drake. Art by Sam Wood. 1 blue-black for a 2/3 Drake with flying, and it attacks each turn if able. Overload. Art by Gary Rudell. This sees quite a bit of play in premodern. Apologies. For red, it's an instant with kicker 2. Destroy target artifact if its converted mana cost is 2 or less. If you paid the kicker cost, destroy that artifact if its converted mana cost is 5 or less instead. Shimmering Wings, art by Carl Critchlow. For a blue, it's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature has flying, and for a blue, return Shimmering Wings to its owner's hand. Whipsilk, art by Dave Dorman. For green, it's an enchant creature. Enchanted creature may block as though it had flying, so it gives reach. Then for a red, return Whipsilk to its owner's hand. Urborg Phantom, art by Darren Bader. Or Batter. I believe it's Bader. 2 and a black for a 3/1 minion. It can't block. And then for a blue, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by Urborg Phantom this turn. It's pretty cool. Restrain, art by Dave Dorman. 2 and a white instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by target attacking creature this turn. Draw a card. Not bad. Really cool art of Sisay there on the deck of the Weatherlight. Stun, art by Mike Plug. 1 and a red instant, target creature can't block this turn. Draw a card. Voldalian Merchant, art by Scott M. Fisher. 1 and a blue for a 1/2 Merfolk. When it comes into play, draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. Pretty much the same as Merfolk Traders. Vodalian Zombie, art by Greg and Tim Hildebrandt. Blue-black for a 2/2 zombie merfolk with protection from green. It's a cool one. Hey, Ravenous Rats, art by Tom Vonderstrand. 1 and a black for a 1/1 rat. When it comes into play, target opponent discards a card from his or her hand. Galena's Knight, art by David Martin. White-blue for a 2/2 merfolk knight with protection from red. Kavu Aggressor, art by Christopher Mollier. 2 and a red for a 3/2 Kavu with kicker 4. It can't block. If you paid the kicker cost, it comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah. Just one. Wings of Hope, art by Wayne England. White-blue for an enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3 and has flying. Explosive Growth, kicker 5. Art by Arnie Skewell. For green, it's an instant with kicker 5. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you pay the kicker cost, that creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn instead. Nightscape Apprentice, art by Andrew Goldhawk. For black, it's a 1/1 wizard. Blue, tap, put target creature you control on top of its owner's library. Red, tap, target creature gains first strike until end of turn. Okay, then we have a survey card and the insert. We'll cover those after this. Irrigation Ditch. It's a land that comes into play tapped and taps for a white, and then you can tap and sacrifice it to add green-blue to your mana pool. This is still used in quite a few combo decks. For a while, this was used in the Epic Storm. Or lands similar to this. Viashino Grappler, art by Mark Romanowski. 2 and a red for a 3/1 Viashino. For a green, it gains trample until end of turn. Opt. It's the good version of Opt, art by John Howell. For blue, it's an instant. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. Draw a card. Now it just says scry 1, draw a card. Quirion Sentinel, art by Heather Hudson. 1 and a green for a 2/1 elf. When it comes into play, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This was a fantastic color fixer during the set. Fire Screamer, art by Alan Pollock. 3 and a black for a 2/2 Kavu. And then for a red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it has fire breathing. Protective Sphere, art by Rebecca Guai. 2 and a white, enchantment. 1, pay a life, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn by a source of your choice that shares a color with the mana spent on this activation cost. Colorless mana prevents no damage. Well, that doesn't seem very good. It's like the worst circle of protection. Slimy Kavu, art by Randy Gallegos. 2 and a red for a 2/2 Kavu. Tap, target land becomes a swamp until end of turn. Tender Farm. This is another one of the sack lands. Comes into play tapped, taps for a green, and then you can tap and sacrifice it to add red-white to your mana pool. And art by Rob Alexander, of course. One of my favorite artists for lands. Llanowar Cavalry, art by Eric Peterson. 2 and a green for a 1/4 soldier. And then for a white, attacking doesn't cause Llanowar Cavalry to tap this turn. So until end of turn, it gets vigilance, basically. Quirion Elves, another fantastic mana fixer during the set. Art by Douglas Schuler. 1 and a green for a 1/1 elf. When it comes into play, choose a color. Then taps for a green, and then tap to add 1 mana of the chosen color to your mana pool. Agonizing Demise, art by Mark Brill. 3 and a black, instant. Kicker, 1 and a red. Destroy target non-black creature, it can't be regenerated. If you paid the kicker cost, Agonizing Demise deals damage equal to that creature's power to that creature's controller. All right. Razorfoot Griffin, art by Ben Thompson. 3 and a white for 2/2 Griffin with flying and first strike. Zap, art by John Matson. 2 and a red, instant, deals 1 damage to target creature or player, draw a card. Surprisingly better than it looks for limited. Probe, art by Eric Peterson. 2 and a blue, sorcery, kicker 1 and a black. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards from your hand. If you paid the kicker cost, target player discards 2 cards from his or her hand. So it basically is 3 blue-black for draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards, target player discards 2 cards. Which is pretty nice. Serpentine Kavu, art by Heather Hudson. 4 and a green for 4/4 Kavu, and then for a red, it gains haste until end of turn. Yeah, that's it. For red, it gains haste until end of turn. Duskwalker, art by David Martin. For black, it's a 1/1 minion with kicker 3 and a black. If you pay the kicker cost, Duskwalker comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and has Duskwalker can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. So fear. So gets 2 +1/+1 counters and has fear. Strength of Unity, art by Andrew Goldhawk. 3 and a white for an enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each basic land type among lands you control. And Ancient Kavu, art by Glenn Angus. 3 and a red for a 3/3 Kavu. For 2 mana, it becomes colorless until end of turn. Wow. That was terrible. There's 2 pretty cool legends, but the rest of it's kind of meh. Although we did get some fun cards for premodern in there too. Alright, let's take a look at that survey and the insert. Tell us what you think of Invasion. Okay. Did you purchase this tournament pack for a tournament or event? No, I did not. I purchased this 25 years late. Man, I remember filling these out years and years ago. Yeah. Sometimes you'd get stuff when you sent it in. Yeah. Very cool. And we have our insert. Invasion rules insert. So it covers multicolored cards, kicker, split cards, which we didn't get any of those. Divvy cards. I don't think we got any of those either. The Invasion Gens. I don't think we got any of those. We got 1 domain card. That's the whole thing. And then an old ad for the DCI and the Magic Arena program. Very cool. I miss tournament packs so much. Like, they were so much better than the everything. You know, I think this might have just been a packing error, because when this went in, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can see there where it caught the island. Oh, I mean, that's neat that we did that. It's bad enough, though, that I thought that we might have had a repack here. Some less than scrupulous people do those every now and then. Unfortunately, I have run into a few less than scrupulous sellers lately. It's all good. Alright, well, that was the Invasion Tournament Pack. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. It really helps us out, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.